This was a while ago, but honestly, someone once offered to rent us an office here, so I'd have a place closer by if I wanted to get things done. And I said, no, forget it. It's too far from us. And what happened? And damn, now I'm at Liberty Motors every other day. I don't know if it's picking up well, but listen, I figured that since I'm filming so many vlogs, it has to be more professional. The next step is to hand these over to the camera operator. Thank you. See, Mariusz, how simple that is. Let's find Gemza. Oh, I ruined the surprise. Mashek. Here he is. Mashek. Mashek.
Hey there.
But could you actually ride in those gloves? But do you usually ride in those touring ones? No?
Well, now they're too hot for me.
Maciek Giemza, Mr. Dakar rider from the Orlen team, came up with a brilliant idea that now he's going to ride on asphalt.
Good morning, in the spirit of Dakar.
I've got an idea. Come on, let's sit down for 3 minutes and talk about what you're up to. Because I'm surprised, because usually people who ride off-road don't want to ride on asphalt. And then we'll do what we have planned.
The most important thing, is to break conventions.
Exactly. If you ask what you want, then I'll ask like a psychotherapist. How do you feel about wanting to ride on asphalt?
I feel uneasy. I feel like a new adventure is ahead of me. I don't know what to expect.
Listen,
I'm feeling a little bit nervous, but I'm also quite excited.
I just wanted to tell you that 180 on asphalt is not the same as 180 off-road.
I can imagine. I drove here to you today by car. Of course, at the legal speed of 120.
But I can imagine.
But I could imagine that 180 here wouldn't be nearly as terrifying as 180 in the desert, so you really have to be careful.
But that's exactly it, and that's precisely the point. That it's not the same as in the desert, it's just that motorcycles on asphalt, they pick up speed so quickly that you am scared. You're used to the throttle being done like this.
Right. And the thing is, these road motorcycles, from what I know, for example, from your stories, they accelerate like nothing else, but they brake just like any other.
Well, that is quite interesting indeed.
And true.
Yes, very much so. So we know there are motorcycles down here, which we'll get to later, because
there are motorcycles everywhere. Here behind us, in front of us, under us, probably only not above us.
You could practically bathe in motorcycles here, generally speaking. So the plan is to go through a number of bikes so you can get to know them. Although I know that ultimately your plan is touring, to rack up what's called seat hours on the motorcycle.
Yeah, listen, those seat hours are actually kind of connected to the car, because recently I realized, or rather, I figured out and started thinking about the fact that I've already covered thousands of kilometers on asphalt, since in Dakar the liaison sections are mostly on paved roads. And considering those 4 Dakar still, of which I didn't finish, but I was closer to the end than not, I think I've done about 10,000 kilometers on asphalt. Granted, these were in South American countries, Arab countries, and African countries like Morocco. But still, I do have some experience on asphalt. Maybe the public traffic in those countries isn't quite what we have in Europe, because there you really have to fight for your life, just like in the desert. But actually, maybe that's even better, because having that sense of direction and looking in every direction is more of a plus than a minus.
I've always said that you guys are motorcycle tourists. It's just that sometimes you have to ride really fast against the clock in between your touring, that is.
You could say that, sort of. The special stage itself has nothing to do with tourism, but everything in between does. Kind of, yeah.
And now the plan is that you want to explore a bit of Poland and the surrounding areas, right?
And a bit of Europe.
And a bit of Europe. All right, so here's what we'll do. Now we're going to do the part where I actually feel uncertain.
I actually thought you felt confident about this.
Surprise! But yeah, we pick out some clothes and then move on to the next thing. Because the plan is there won't be episodes. We'll just go with the flow as it happens. When one thing ends, another begins, and we'll just make our way through the season, so to speak.
At the end of each episode, we leave you in suspense about what happens next, because we don't know ourselves.
Because we don't know ourselves. And that's what's beautiful. Because we have a long season ahead of us. So let's start with the first stage, which is, since it's cold now, to clothes first. And surprisingly, patriotic ones.
Only patriotic ones.
Come on. The clothes, above all, have to be comfortable. That's probably also...
Above all, they have to be safe, I think.
I'm kind of well. One thing is a bit connected to the other.
One with the other. Because when you're riding, 1500 kilometers, obviously you need to be comfortable, but on those 1500, so many things can happen to you. Just like in the desert, you could crash at any kilometer, so safety is also important.
Exactly. Of course, safety is the most important thing for me. Active safety is super important to me. Because if your helmet is uncomfortable, then your concentration immediately drops. If your gloves don't give you good feel, then your reactions will be poor too. So,
But when it comes to gloves or helmets, let's say I already have my preferences shaped by years of off-road rallying. So for years now, I know that with this brand, this helmet, this particular shell, I'm comfortable. It's the same with gloves. But I have absolutely no idea, for example, when it comes to jackets and pants. Because when I look at people who do touring in general, they're dressed in some way and it's not really clear what they're going for.
and I'll tell you again, totally honestly, all touring clothes are in that same price range we more or less established, right? They're all very, very, very similar to each other. And that's why I always recommend that if you're going to buy clothes, it's good to get something that has a certain influence. I joked a bit about it being patriotic, but the truth is that Spike is now an Italian brand. They have their headquarters in Italy and so on and so on. But it's now Polish-owned capital, so it was bought by Poles and relaunched.
Kind of like Fiat was back in the day, a kind of strange merger.
Yeah, strange merger.
Going directions,
Yes, exactly. So
good idea.
that's where I would start. And you form your own opinion, and after all those thousands of kilometers, you honestly just tell us what you think. I think so. And I even think they'll be happy if after however many thousands of kilometers, you share your opinion on what to do and how to do it. And thanks to that, you'll have some input in the development of this and the brand. And Spike is really cool because I have to admit, I looked into it a bit earlier since we talked about it before, right? We already talked before that they have clothes in their collection with a cool Dakar logo on the back. And that really adds to the vibe of it all. Of course, obviously the people wearing this have probably never been to Dakar, maybe never will be, but when I see the Dakar logo on the street, exactly, I actually forgot that Spike was somehow involved with Dakar, and I think they're going to get more and more into it, more and more, more and more. I think so. All right. Touring clothes come in black and gray. Black. These or those? Which one? Yes, black, you've been wandering around here a bit filming. Which ones did you like? These. They have these inserts so that a car driving in front of us when looking in the mirror might think it has a problem. But in reality, it just turns out to be an ordinary tourist who was given the right of way. You know what they say? They used to say that the more conspicuous someone was, the better, more visible, better. All right, go ahead and try it on. Because there's no point in just standing here for nothing. Once you try it on, I'll try to judge whether it's the right size or not. But actually, in a moment, we'll go to Ula and ask her to tell you what's what. Yeah, I think that's how it's going to end up. Yeah, that's definitely how it's going to end up. And now, here's what you might run into. Because as soon as we call Ula over, she'll say yes, but you'll run into Ula first. Because Ula will probably tell you that this jacket is too loose on you. And I always have the same problem, because a lot of people, whenever I'm being dressed, to make it, come on, just unbutton yourself. Yeah, I can already see it. Ula. Ula. And look, it's like this. For us, it's fine, because I also prefer to have a loose jacket, since I know I want to wear extra protectors or sweatshirt, something underneath. But Ula will tell you it's too loose, because it needs to be more fitted so it sits better.
But my sleeves are fitted, it's just that I also have...
Here's Ula.
Here's Ula.
Ula? Wait.
He's about to break the whole system.
Come on, put it on again. Put it on again.
Well, I'm at 4.8, definitely.
Speak into this.
4.8.
But look, I'm talking about the same thing here. I mean, you'll put on the 4.8 in a moment, because...
It's a vlog. Okay.
I have the same thing. It's just that not always when someone puts it on, they make it fitted and nice, and then I want to...
Especially with layers. So we have insulation, we have a membrane, it has to be super fitted. Really, it's not just so the wind doesn't get through. Yeah, right. And there's an extra flap that covers the zipper. Wow. You could comfortably ride in these clothes even in temperatures like minus 400 degrees outside.
Well, you'll see. More or less. But don't you ride in such warm conditions at Dakar? You don't ride in such warm conditions at Dakar, do you?
When it's warm?
I mean, dress this warmly, right?
Remember, when it's morning and it's 2 or 3 degrees, then you dress in layers like an onion. I don't have clothes like these.
Exactly. And when you're dressed loosely, you can layer up, right?
Right.
That's how I like it.
I suggest we do this. Let's try on the 4.8. Try on the 4.8, take out the insulation with the membrane, and see what the difference. All right.
Let's take a thermal layer and let's find a protector like the one I use, because I think that's the kind you'll want to use too. Cooler? Look, Masiek, you sneakily. I took my phone because something quite significant and rather important is going on there. Martina wasn't quite ready to be on camera today, but Ula very kindly and graciously took over for her. Because what's the absolute most important thing really in this situation? When you're getting dressed for a motorcycle ride and you're thinking about touring, you're not just thinking about yourself, you're also immediately thinking about the person who'll be touring with you. Because there's nothing worse than the scenario where you're fully dressed, everything's great, you're warm, safe and comfortable, but your partner is only half or even a quarter dressed and has much less comfort, so it's good to keep that in mind. Hi. Ula.
There's thermal wear.
Cooler. Ula. Ula. Because that's actually most of it. And now we'll have to admit that Ula was right, won't it?
Probably, yeah.
Oh dear. There we go. Well, actually now you're a bit baggy, aren't you? It's like your heels are under your heels. I hate not being right. Although, when I'm wrong about clothes, I'm actually glad, because then the burden of responsibility is off me.
But, you know, now it's like I have completely taken the membrane out from the inside, right?
You took out the membrane, but let me tell you, in practice, you use that insulating layer, the thickest one, very rarely. Usually you ride with the membrane and it ends up that you just have some kind of soft shell jacket with you. Then you put on the soft shell, and the most important thing is that windproof and waterproof membrane.
Now there's even room for my forearm. Oh, Ula's here.
Hi Ula. So, how is it?
You were right. Yes.
Great.
You were just right. No, Ula's here. I was waiting for Ula to say, I know.
The 50, and in my opinion, it's big, and now you have it without any layers.
Yeah, so now let's try the smaller side.
Considering that the insulating layer is short, you might not need to put on the soft shell. Just take off the jacket and stay in it.
Yeah, I understand. So, now we'll try a smaller size, just to fully confirm Ula's work. And how do I look in this base layer? Do I have a membrane here? I do. Oh, and now in this base layer, it's green.
Remember that on a touring motorcycle, there won't be a case during the test, so you don't have to move around so much.
I won't.
You will, but only occasionally. In reality, you spend most of your time in this position, and that's it.
And look, wait a moment. For now, you're in full gear, and look, this is a 48.
All right, you win. Leg off.
You win, definitely.
Trimorsky. I know it's 0, Ula 1. Ula 1 says we've got clothes, we've got shoes. So let's definitely go there right away. Shoes. We know that. And now, attention.
Half sporty, half elegant.
And you want something semi-sporty? No? You want something for hiking? Or do you want this?
These,
Damn, I ride in those too. You know, you're not really supposed to, but if you really want to, you can.
So why do you ride in them?
Well, if you really want to, you can, because it's just comfortable.
Exactly.
I mean, honestly, when the season starts, because now it's gonna 8. Now, as it gets warmer, it's perfect. So you can ride in those, but trust me, autumn will come.
11.
Yes, I'm listening to you.
And you won't have rubber boots.
So that's why, theoretically, I should say, hey, you can't ride in those kinds of touring boots, but I just accept.
Listen, we're not here to do this for show. We're here to dress comfortably.
That's it. And it's the same damn thing with the manufacturers, you know? I have the same thing, that some boots fit me and others don't, and the sad, not so sad truth is that Alpine Stars also fit me. They're really good at making boots.
Just like these 10s, but these are too small. Just like those size 10 cross boots fit me perfectly.
Yeah. I mean, listen, the honest truth is, I possess only one particular pair of long, elegant leather boots. And to be completely honest, my feet perspire significantly less in them than they do in a specific pair of shorter ones I currently own. For example,
but when they're on the outside, they just don't want to touch, you know? Again, that's the third time today that Ula was right.
I know.
003. I'll tell you a rather sad truth as well. This is a much more reasonable and enjoyable choice for tourism than that. Because in tourism, it's precisely the same situation. I don't know if it's that you simply don't have sufficient time to look up on the trail, but when you are riding along the access road, you can clearly see where the clouds are moving and whether you are about to get completely soaked or not. This offers a significant advantage for planning your journey.
But they are incredibly comfortable, you know.
Yeah, they're comfortable. They're actually super comfortable.
That's truly terrible, indeed.
They're super comfortable.
Rubber boots are...
It's like on Sunday after lunch, when you snuggle up to someone like Janek to take a nap, that's what it feels like for your foot.
Or when you make mashed potatoes with cream and stick your foot in them.
Yeah, pretty much.
Seriously, where on earth does he come up with all of this incredible stuff?
From life? Oh no. No, really, I'm taking both pairs.
Seriously, you're right. Because if you're going to ride short distances, like if you want to quickly pop over to Warsaw on your motorcycle to take care of something and it's hot, then I'd go for those two.
Yeah.
But then I'd look for ones that are ventilated as well.
And what if it starts to rain? There are some like that here.
But you still make that choice when you ride in those boots. If it starts to rain, you'll get wet anyway. That's what I would do. These are for 35 degrees. Because at 35 degrees, you'll be sweating in those too. If I were you, I'd use those touring ones when you're going somewhere farther, and if not, there's a bigger size.
013.
Damn, that's good.
I'm still losing, but honestly, I'm not surprised. Up to 200 kilometers?
From 200 kilometers, yes. Maciek, it might get a bit warm for you under these lights, so take off your pants and the helmet. The helmet will stay, but picking out the helmet is actually my favorite part. Approved. Strong, right? I'm saying what makes me happiest is choosing helmet. What makes me happiest is when you're just like, you know which helmet fits you, and then you can just focus on picking the color you like.
There's one most important thing when choosing a helmet. You need to know it's a Shoei.
Yes.
Let's not kid ourselves.
Either a Shoei or just a helmet that, you know, fits your head. Because for us, it just so happens that Shoei always fits. But I know people for whom Shoei doesn't fit their head because everyone has a different skull shape.
Shoei fits me well. That's one thing. Another, I trust it because of rallies. Many ride with Shoeis.
Exactly. And now this is the best moment because I know your buddies advised you that it has to be an open face.
Yeah.
And damn, look at how he's going to look in this.
Do I have nice cheeks?
Now close that visor. Oh, and that's it, damn. And now you make a tough face and ride standing up on the motorcycle. Oh, and that's the adventure look. 100%.
Do I have nice cheeks?
But the truth is,
Jesus. Do you know how scared I got?
I know.
Do you know how scared I got? I truly didn't know what exactly happened at that particular moment.
And does it pull you here or not?
Here, on the cheeks? No, here. But you know what? Because I have such an odd-shaped head, in the Shoei motocross helmet, I also took out the padding here, and the styrofoam pressed a bit.
But that's exactly what you have to do. Because if you get yourself a size, there's nothing worse than riding for a long time.
And it'll be like this.
Yeah, and touring motorcycles are like that. They have windshields, but it's not like the air just flows around you. It's more that these windshields often cause the air to hit the top of your helmet, and that can make your helmet, you know,
Vibrate.
So it has to be an M, and you just have to do the same thing you do with a cross helmet.
Can you do that here?
Yes, it's exactly the same. With the technology, it's exactly the same as in your rally helmet. You take out the entire interior, shape the EPS foam to fit your head, and it'll work. So here, we actually have a simple choice. Just,
It's so pretty, isn't it? It truly shines like a pair of sweet, gentle eyes.
yes. Unfortunately, I know what motorcycle you ultimately want to ride, but I hope I'll talk you out of it, because just to keep things interesting. Besides, it's too fast of a motorcycle.
You can ride it gently. I found out on Saturday. Pew, pew, pew. You're riding in 6th gear and going 50 kilometers per hour.
And that's it.
A bit more.
Yeah.
But we will certainly talk about that a little later.
But I'll show you some other bikes too. Maybe you'll change your mind. Gloves!
Gloves.
Let's finally bring an end to this incredibly uneven fight. I'm truly and genuinely glad.
I won't hide it. I've already started looking for gloves.
I'm really, really glad you chose, but still. But I know that with gloves,
I set some aside for myself.
I wouldn't have been able to really help you with the gloves, because I truly know how it is.
But you helped.
You have to put them on and feel it's the right one.
But who helped me? Guess who could have helped me today?
Ula 50,
Ula 50. That's what I was missing. Look at what we've got here.
touchscreen, touch capability.
So you can touch a phone. That's a beautiful thing.
Touch capability is cool, but from my experience, I'll tell you it's also worth it. Maybe not even now, because now until spring the interest rate is 0 anyway.
Oh no, you know, some carbon, that's...
Yeah. But short gloves, they A, are comfortable, B, they're breathable here, but C, here where they're a bit reinforced, it also means the wind hits your knuckles a bit less, you know.
Okay.
It's also a bit healthier, and I actually cover the most kilometers in short leather gloves, or those half leather ones, like these here.
So it's possible that we'll go with both option A and B, just like with the shoes.
Honestly, that's what I would do, because these gloves are great for long distances. Here you have the L's. Yeah, look, you have the L's. If S and L aren't right, then obviously it's M, and it's like The motorcycle is standing here, right?
It's useful, or to check the glove. Just trying it on dry isn't really enough. But when
Quick.
you put it up to the clutch, to the brake,
Quick. So is it the same with gloves? One pair for summer, one for when it's cold, another for when it's warm.
one pair for summer, another for summer.
One pair for summer, another for summer. Come on, let's get you fully equipped.
I know what we can
Yeah?
take. From my Dakar experience, I know that
What?
even in Saudi Arabia it rains.
Let's say. But do you want a two-piece or one-piece?
No, two-piece.
And get the reflective ones. I always do too.
Absolutely.
No matter how waterproof your clothes are.
You can't go without it. Seriously.
All right. Get dressed so you'll be even warmer. And we'll see how beautifully equipped you are, and I'll consider it a success for me and Ula.
Only Ulas. Ula 5. You
2.
1.5.
And this,
Me 0.
you got a good point for that.
Okay, 1.
Come on. I'll show you what I'd like to see you in. And you don't know yet. But I know what's better when it comes to riding a motorcycle.
You know what I'd see you on right now?
I don't know because,
On this?
hey, but it matches color-wise, doesn't it?
Yeah. Did you see where
Yeah.